Hello, everyone. Welcome to Outside Food and Drink. I'm Jean.
I'm Victoria.
Today, Vacations from Hell continue with 2006's Turistas, directed by John Stockwell, who I honestly mostly know as Dennis from Christine. I really have no other context for him.
Okay.
I don't know. I see he has a resume. I'm not too familiar with his work. I don't know that I care a whole lot. But we do have, 2006's finest here. Josh Duhamel as Alex, Melissa George as Prue, Olivia Wilde in her Summer Glau era as Bea, Bo Garrett as Amy, which is our central cast, Miguel Lunardi as Plantain Eating Zamora. We're going to get into why I call him that. Basically, the quick and dirty is, do you have a quick and dirty for us, Vicky? And I'll have my quick and dirty.
I just said a group of international backpackers in Brazil find themselves fighting to keep their organs alive.
Well, that's what the movie is about. My quick and dirty. The Dumber cousins of the Friends in Ruins head to Brazil. They do everything they can to get death to take them before getting rolled by a reluctant gang led by plantain weaponizing Zamora. Okay.
That was great. Dumb cousins from the ruins.
There are a lot of problems. Okay, I'll say this. I get out in front of this. I don't think every movie has to be a masterpiece. I accept every movie on its own terms.
Yeah.
And that's how I judge it.
Yeah.
And by that metric, a movie that, a movie that is a 5 in this month, like, for example, I think I gave The Ruins. Okay, so it's like for The Ruins, I think I gave it a 4 or a 5. Okay, yes, in context of the movies we're doing this month, in the context of its time, it deserves a 4 or a 5. Next to 2001: A Space Odyssey, it doesn't get a 4 or a 5, So I'm judging these movies as they come. I think this is the weakest movie of the month, but on its own terms, it's a fun and fine movie, and we'll talk about it. Go ahead, Vicky.
Yeah, I mean, I like to judge each movie just on how it was done, basically, not on, like, if it was my favorite or not. Like, Teresa's is good and everything, and I've seen it, I think this was the 3rd time, but it's definitely different than The Ruins and stuff, but The Ruins is one of my favorites, so I'm trying not to judge them by, like, how I feel about them, but how they were shot in their time periods.
Yeah, and I think I will go through the movie and I'll kind of give my take on why I think the other 3 movies that we do this month are better movies. Even though I have fun watching this movie. But I will say, so all these movies, I don't think we did this on purpose. We were just kind of going for the idea of people going places and it ending badly.
Yes.
Like the Vacations from Hell. But we ended up everything kind of being in the 2000s. All these movies were made in the 2000s. And I think it's interesting. So you can look at these big eras. Like if you look at the 80s was like the big era of the slasher, right? And you have, these tentpole movies of these eras, and then you have kind of like other movies that come in and try to do it, and other movies that kind of come in and kind of capture that mood, but they're not. They're kind of also rans. And then you have other movies that are like, oh, this movie would not have gotten made 10 years before or 10 years later. Like there's nothing else. I feel like Turistas kind of falls in there. So the tentpole movies of the 2000s were, of course, like the Hostels and the Saws, the French extreme stuff like the Martyrs and things like that.
Yeah. And
you can see where this movie is. It's getting on the wake of that. I'm not saying it's as good as any of those movies, but I'm saying it's the 2000s were an era of this type of movie, and this movie is trying to capture that.
Yes.
How successful it is, we will talk about. Okay. We open up, speaking of all the tentpole movies of this era, we open up during some kind of we're having a surgery on an eye, and there's an eyeball, and there's a bright light. It's given the style of shooting here. I mean, aside from the fact that we're doing weird surgeries on people, the way we're shooting this it's very reminiscent of the first couple of Saw movies.
Yes.
So they're right away they're making that, they're trying to get you to make that association. We join Alex, our main core cast here, Alex and sister and friends. And they're on this bus. What is this? How do you pronounce this? This is Portuguese, not Spanish. I don't know. Is this rapido?
Something like
Like
that.
rapid. I'm assuming it means like fast.
Yeah.
So this bus.
Yeah, rapido means fast, so.
Well, it's John Cena. Rapido. Is that what he said? That's what he says.
Yeah.
Rapido. Well, not anymore. He's retired. But okay. Okay. So they're doing this. There's a lot. There's actually deceptively a lot going on in this movie. I don't know. I don't feel like any of it was intentional. It's one. We'll get to it when the time comes. But okay, like in the Ruins, I feel like they kind of made a lot of the same. They were kind of making some of the same points. But there I felt like it was intentional.
Yes.
I'm not sure it was here. We'll talk about it. So they're on a bus, this bus, going through the mountains, very narrow paths. So right away they're having problems because people are driving like assholes.
Yes.
These are all tourists, right? These tourists going slow up this mountain, and the bus is just trying to get around them. Bus finally gets around them, and here comes these surfers walking down the middle of the road. So the bus ends up going half over a cliff. I'm screaming at these people because everybody's like trying to get all. I'm like, everybody needs to move. Everybody at once get on the mountainside of the bus, tip it back. But everybody climbs out the windows and jumps out. And of course, the bus goes down.
It rolls down the hill, 4 or 5 rolls down, and then it just stops. And,
Well, yeah.
they have to go down and get their luggage.
It's going to be 10 hours till the next bus.
10 hours.
We meet, the core, okay, it starts out where we just have Alex, Amy, and B. B is Alex's sister. Amy is B's friend. And then down here, after the bus crashes, we meet Prue, who is an Australian tourist. She's kind of going to be the guy because she's the only one that actually speaks Portuguese. So in this way, they're already several steps ahead of the people in the Ruins, who are just like, por favor, cerveza, to Mayans that did not.
They got somebody who speaks the language.
They speak the actual language. Down here, we meet Finn and Liam, the British tourist, the single most, obnoxious tourists ever. These motherfuckers, jeez.
Yeah,
I guess I'm supposed to, you're supposed. I don't have to love everybody, but I have to feel bad for them, and I just don't care about these guys.
Yeah, these are the typical.
These when you talk about people make fun of loud and obnoxious American tourists, I'm like, don't let the British off the hook if they're entering like this.
Oh yeah.
Jeez, things are going badly right away. So they meet these people, and everybody's kind of hanging out. Like, what are we gonna do? There's vultures circling. You're like, that's a great sign, right?
Yeah, a great sign. And of course, as before, we've got B trying to take pictures of a little girl.
Yes.
Just like in the Ruins.
Yeah. Just like the Ruins, which was the year before this, right?
I think so, yes.
But, okay, I want to talk about this particular. I got upset with Amy in the Ruins because she's taking these pictures. And I think what they were trying to say there was this kind of message of people. The fact that this is called Turistas is a little on the nose, but it's the idea of people from in this case also, it was America and going into other countries and acting like everything's a fucking carnival show.
Yeah.
And I think that they were making that point in the Ruins with Amy, and they're making the point here with B, and I think actually it's a little on the nose here, and this is where I start to get the conflicts because, so she's taking a picture of this child. Somebody, I don't know if it's the child's.
It's the child's father.
It's the child's father? Okay. Even if it was just a concerned adult who comes over and he's upset, and this is where, he's starting stuff. He's really pissed off. Somebody has to explain to her, you don't take their pictures, especially not a child, without permission. There is the belief that the Americans or Europeans will come down and they snatch up these kids and traffic them. Very upset, right? Okay, and I'm going to say here, because everybody's like, pipe down. This becomes a kind of a ongoing conflict here.
Yeah.
Where our people that we're supposed to be feeling sorry for, they do something, which is unforgivably obnoxious, and then the locals react appropriately. Are we supposed to be feeling bad for these assholes? I feel like if I'm in a situation, okay, if I have this belief about whatever the belief is, it doesn't really matter. You should be respecting it because they're not in your country, you are in theirs.
Yeah.
But also they have a child trafficking problem. So this guy has a reason to be upset, and you being like, calm down, calm down, calm down. That's not helping. At one point, they go so far as to try to correct a local, again, who is trying to help them out. They try to correct his English grammar. And it's like, okay, please tell me we're not supposed to be feeling bad for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, so, okay, they see, after all this goes down, they see these two girls walk by. They have a refreshing looking melon drink.
Yeah.
Like, where'd you get those?
It looked like they were in big coconuts.
Were they coconuts or melons? Something like that.
They were something. They were either coconuts or melons.
They look delicious. And so they're like, where'd you get those? They direct them to a bar on the beach. And on the beach, Amy, who's kind of a big nothing. I mean, like,
I'm not even sure why she's there.
I'm not sure why she's there except to show everybody her tits. Like, she is the most, did she say anything? I can't
Yeah, because she has the whole thing about, oh, I left my top at the last stop.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to go topless. And Alex is like, no, put on a shirt.
But she doesn't, I think that's her only line. I'm like, she's just there. She is, I know by the end of the movie why they got her there, but I'm like, this is the most black character. Here's the thing. Again, we go back to, for movies like this to work, there has to be some affinity. There has to be something there. You don't have to like every character, but you have to care if something happens to them.
Yeah.
You have to see them as enough of a human being that you give a shit if something happens.
Yes.
And I'm sorry, at no point do I give a shit about Amy. Like, ever.
I kind of forget she exists.
You do. Like, yeah, she's there. She's just got to take off her shirt on the beach. Well, we're in Brazil. I'm like, do you see anybody else with their top off? Anybody? Nope.
And Prue makes a good point. She's like, yeah, you're in Brazil, but you have to do it the right way, where you just show a little bit and leave a little bit to the imagination.
Right.
And the way she's putting on her bikini top, like, over her dress and then shimmying her dress down, it's just, yeah.
Yeah. Of course, at some point, there's a lot of drinking, there's a lot of partying. These crazy Swedes show up as a Swedish couple. And I just think the crazy Swedes because I'm thinking about The Thing. They rode a motorcycle. They are in Brazil. They rode a motorcycle all the way from Mexico City. I was like, even through the Darien Gap? Really? Just because you could? Just because it was there?
I mean, they said they did.
I don't believe them. Anyway, all that just to, well, we'll see. We see the barmaid sound. This barmaid makes a call like, hey, there's some more gringos here. Come check out all the gringos. We're going to see what happens. Why they care that there's more gringos.
Yeah.
We cut to a scene where there's these a sketchy couple. They look kind of strung out. I guess she's huffing glue or something out of a paper bag. They're watching Hogan's Heroes. On a black and white TV. This guy's throwing some money at him. He's like, this is after the gringo phone call, so we can say, okay, this has got something to do with the gringos. Whatever they're being asked to do, they don't want to do it. They're like, we're done. We don't want to deal with it anymore. Like,
we don't want to do this.
And the guy throws some money at him. He's like, nope, this is where you're going to go, where you're going to be.
Get it done.
Get it done. We have, so we're watching these people party all night back at the beach. We have one very funny scene. This one woman that has been hanging out, one of the locals has been hanging out at the cabana, and she's getting sweet with one of the British guys. Is it Liam, I think? And, they go fuck, and afterwards she gets up and she picks up his wallet, takes some money out. He's like, whoa, wait a minute. I thought you liked me. And she's like, no.
No.
Pretty funny.
Yeah,
pretty funny. Alex starts to, as the night is wearing on, Alex is spotting, he sees a couple sketchy dudes. And everyone ended up getting dosed. And you can kind of see as they're drinking beers, like everybody's like their vision starts. It's not blurry. It's like, what did they put in their ayahuasca? Like, what is going on with what? They're not just passing out. They're like tripping and then they pass out.
Yeah.
Next morning, literally everyone is completely passed out. B is out there. She is like face down in the tide.
Yeah, the tide's coming up. She finally wakes up.
Yeah, they got robbed. They got robbed. Like, they got picked clean.
They took everything, even the ring that B was wearing.
It took her earrings.
Yeah.
Phones, passports, money, everything is gone. Okay, and Alex is like, we're fucked. This is bad. And he's like, oh, it's going to be okay. He's like, no, I don't think it's going to be okay. Like, we're in a foreign country with literally nothing but what we are wearing.
Yep.
This is not going to be okay. I was like, get to an embassy, like right now. Do something. We cut from this. Now, they all just got passed out and left on the beach, all right, and robbed. Okay? So, obviously, something else. You didn't just pass all these people out to rob them. There was a better way to do that. So, cut to the Swedes have been hogtied and are being marched through the jungle.
I mean, like pigs,
Yes.
getting ready to be roasted.
Yes,
hogtied
exactly.
to a stick, and the stick's being carried by a guy in the front and a guy in the back.
Yes.
It's like, yeah.
Yeah, like they're getting ready to put them on an open
Yep.
fire.
That was my first thought when I saw them. I was like, oh, they're gonna burn.
They're gonna cook them. They're gonna cook that. But so, and they stop. It's like what, 4 or 5 guys, and they just stop and they put them down. Leave them on their sticks, but put them down, and they gotta go off and catch a buzz. And while they're doing that, the Swedes come to another funny moment. So the guy kind of comes to, and he helps his, I guess it's his girlfriend, get free of the stick, and she jumps up. She just starts running. He's like, wait, what? No, what the fuck? Fucking help me. But the guys have been marching them out here in the meantime. They're like, oh, so one goes chasing after her. One starts swinging the machete at this dude. They're just lobbing fingers and toes and eyeballs and ears all over the place.
Yeah, you just see everything flying.
Everything all over the place. And then they're chasing her through the jungle. She's doing what she can with her hands tied. She doesn't know where she's going, and so she just runs straight off a fucking cliff. And it is an amazing shot of her flipping just end over end over end until she face plants into the ground.
And it's just like plop.
Plop. Teeth everywhere.
Yeah.
The guy looks over the edge like, okay.
Well, she's dead.
She's dead. Our now back to our heroes here. I use that word very loosely and lightly. Okay, they're poor. Okay, I do feel for them. They have to walk barefoot through the jungle, back to this village, and they're asking everybody for the police.
Yes. Policia. Where's the policia?
Okay, and again, I go back to what do you think the police are going to do?
I mean, the police are probably part of this.
The police are very well part of this. But in this particular situation, if you were back home, if you were in your own country, yes, ask for the police. You don't need the police. You need an embassy. You need to get repatriated. You need a passport. You need to get the fuck out of there.
Yes.
Like, you're not going to have a good vacation after this.
Nope.
But they didn't do that. I mean, yes, don't go advertising like it's more of this naivety that you see with the ruins, where it's like, I mean, you don't know exactly where you are. You're not like in Rio de Janeiro or anything like that. You're just in this tiny little village.
Yes.
It's a good bet that everybody you talk to, they're very good friends with, if not related to everybody else you talk to. So you're running around demanding, you've been robbed, and you're demanding the police. If this is the first village you came to, odds are very good that the person that did it is here.
Yeah.
And they're not going to help you. So what you do is say, I just need to get back to the embassy. I don't care about charges. I don't care about my fucking baseball hat. None of that shit. I just want to get back to the embassy. Anyway, that's not what they did. They start stomping around this village like they own it. I understand they're upset. I understand they're out of sorts. But you're going about this the wrong way. They find the Swede's motorcycle.
Yes.
In somebody's garage. And then Finn, or Liam, I think it's Finn, spots a kid wearing Alex's baseball hat. And so he wants to, he's not being gentle here. He's like, he wants to talk to these kids. These kids start running. He starts chasing the kids. They're throwing rocks and stuff at him. I'm like, at best, you're being baited.
Yeah.
At best. At worst, what's actually happening is you're just chasing kids around over a baseball hat.
Yep.
Like, who knows where they got it from, but they're not going to tell you.
No, they're not.
He ends up throwing a rock at a kid. beans him right in the back of the fucking head. So now he's hurt. He's actually hurt this kid. And so this guy Kiko steps in. They had met Kiko the night before at the bar. He seems kind of friendly, seems like a nice guy, and he's there in this village, and he steps in. He's like, you got to get the fuck out of here. Like, this is bad. The guy, the father of the kid who you just nailed in the head with a rock, like, he's not a nice guy. They're going to go get him, and he's going to fuck you up. You need to go.
Yes.
Good thing is my uncle has a house in the woods up this way. I'll take you. And they're like, well, we'd rather just wait for the bus. And he's like, they're like, when is the next bus? And he's like, 2 days. And they're like, okay, well, then we'll just wait. And he's like, no, not like 2 days. 2 days. Like 2 days. Like 2 days. They're like, okay, yeah, I guess we're going to the house in the woods.
Yeah. I mean, that's your only other choice, so.
Yeah. More vultures. They keep showing these vultures.
Who are just going around the girl that fell off the cliff.
Yes.
They're eating her parts.
They are eating her parts. They're probably getting some of her boyfriend's fingertips in there, too. Now we have this scene. I would tell you. So I saw this movie when it came out. I think this is the first time I have watched it since then. So I have not seen this movie in about 20 years. And I remembered almost nothing about it as we were watching it, except for this next scene.
Yes. Wait on this
I know,
one.
I was watching this. I'm like, I know I've seen this movie. I don't remember any of this. And then it gets to this scene. I was like, I remember this. So we have this guy, Zamora. He's sitting there in this little cafe table talking to these guys. These guys that had been with the Swedes. He's like, so there's more gringos, and this time you're not gonna kill them first. There's not gonna be any mistakes. And he gives this whole big speech, and he calls this little boy over. He's selling these little plantains on a skewer.
Oh, I get it now. Okay.
And he gives this speech about not doing things correctly or whatever.
Yes.
And he eats the plantain, and he takes it off the skewer, and then he just rams the skewer through this dude's eyeball, just right on the street, just wasting this dude. And I'm like, oh, I was like, as soon as he started chewing on that plantain, I was like, I remember this scene. I remember this.
I don't think I ever really realized what he was eating. I just remember the skewer going through the guy's eye and stuff like that. And you keep calling him plantain. I'm like, where is she getting that from? And then you said that.
Yeah.
So I feel like an idiot, but sorry.
So our crew is, of course, obviously they're going to cross paths with Zamora and his men at some point. But in the meantime, they get to this amazing river/waterfall.
Oh, it is so beautiful.
It's beautiful. So that was one thing this movie does have, is a lot of great scenery.
Yes.
That's for sure. So Kiko is just jumping. This is a high jump from the top of this waterfall into the river, but Kiko does it, and he's encouraging everybody else to do it. He's literally like, you can do it. And I think it's Finn and what's her name. But nobody wants to go along with, Finn and Amy end up making out, but I think, Alex jumps in.
Prue and Alex go.
Prue and Alex go. And everybody else is like, we'll just kind of walk the long way. We're not doing that. Okay, so absolutely not. This next scene, absolutely not. If there's anything worse to me than, I don't know. You know what? Here, this isn't an underwater cave. There's an underwater cave system, which obviously Kiko knows very well. He's been swimming it since he was young.
Yeah.
Just your 2 cents. What's worse? The like regular caves, like we had the descent, or underwater caves?
Okay, so if we're putting them side by side, do I have to deal with the crawlers?
No, I'm just
okay.
no. You don't have to deal with the crawlers. Nobody's chasing you. It's just
so just a regular cave or an underwater cave.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that the underwater cave is the worst. Because if you don't know it well enough, or you cannot hold your breath for long periods of time, swimming through these caves to your next out point where you can breathe, you might not make it.
Yes, I don't know. It's like, you're probably not, your odds of getting like a cave in or something is much better in a regular cave, I think. But I don't know. I guess you get disoriented in a regular cave too.
I think if you're not directionally challenged, and you're listening for that stuff, you might not get stuck in a cave-in. And caves don't cave in all the time. But
when they do.
Well, I mean, my biggest thought though is, you go in an underwater cave, you're under the water until you can find little spots where you can come up and breathe.
Well, and you don't. If you don't know it, you don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean,
But how about, okay, so yeah, we're assuming somebody's going in without, like, if you have scuba gear, because people do this. People do this. They go underwater caving with scuba gear and stuff like that. So if you had the proper equipment in most scenarios, which do you think would actually be worse?
no guide for either one. I don't have a guide for either one of these, right?
Right.
I think being the person I am, if I had scuba gear and knew how to do that, I would probably do the underwater cave just because of the things you see in an underwater cave compared to things you see in a regular cave.
I've got to say, I think that's, now that I think about it, I think you're right. I think at least in the underwater cave, at least if you die, at least you'll die having seen something cool. Whereas if you die in the regular cave, you're like, oh, I just died seeing a bunch of rocks.
Or I just died because a bat bit me and now I have
I have super rabies.
Yeah. Super rabies.
I just died because I got stuck in this little, I think.
But see, without proper scuba gear, I don't know if I could do underwater. I think I would have to do a regular cave just because I know how to swim and everything, but I don't know if I could hold my breath for the amount of time.
Okay, that's another thing we're going to get into about this treatment of this underwater cave. It makes sense that Kiko can go in and out of this cave and he's fine and he can hold his breath. Well, A, he knows it, but B, he's been doing this since he was a kid. I don't think lung capacity is a problem. The rest of them, I don't know what their swimming ability is, but I do know that they were drunk the night before and they were dosed the night before. There is no way they're doing this.
Yeah.
Even once the adrenaline kicks in, there is no way they are successfully holding their breath for like several minutes of the time while swimming, not quite knowing where they're going.
Yeah.
This has not happened. I know after I got done talking about all the upper body strength that everybody had in the descent, but I was like, that's at least those people that are doing this all the time.
Yeah.
Okay, so they go through this underwater this series of underwater caves. There are bats, more bats. Time for a rabies shot. These swims are too long. Anyway, so they come out into this little kind of like pool. It's under the shade of the rocks, but it's not like a deep cave. And Kiko's being like, I've never made friends with gringos before. He's like, you know what? Let's go back. And they're like, what are you talking about? He's like, yeah, let's wait for the bus. Let's just go back. And they're like, no. We came, we've just hiked 10 miles. We're not going back now. So like, okay. I do have questions also. I mean, not aside from the fact that they're hungover. They've been dosed. They walked through the jungle. This is not anything they're used to. They just walked through the jungle for up and down in the middle of summer, 10 miles, they said. Now they've gone through this cave system. They come out the other side and they're diving like it's the funnest thing in the world. I'm like, these people are exhausted right now. This is not happening. But anyway, at this point, I don't know what the purpose of having this happen was. It didn't change any stakes. It didn't really do anything. They had Kiko, keep calling them Kinkos. Kiko dove off this thing and, he ended up hitting his head on the bottom. He's got this really bad head injury.
Really bad.
Yeah, it's nasty. But he's alive, so they take him and they end up finding the house that he was going to take them to. But he's clearly concussed.
Yeah.
And this wound is nasty. So they're like, well, they get this house. And there's stuff all over the house. There's liquor and there's clothes. There's medical supplies. And so they're like, well, look for some super glue or something. Like anything to get this thing. Okay, fucking Liam. I mean, I'm sorry. They just make say something about stereotypes at some point. I'm like, I don't know what stereotype you're talking about, but I know that my perception of British people has changed for the worse, having known you. He takes this staple gun, and he staples the wound closed.
Yeah.
Kiko's reaction, I found, was very compelling because he stapled the wound closed, and Kiko, who looked like he was falling out ready to die, all of a sudden he sits up, he's like, ah! And he just
yeah.
walks away and gets lays down in this bed. He's basically like, fuck, what? What the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, and they're like, well, should we let him sleep? I mean, he could be concussed. He could be. Hello. Look at that. He is concussed.
He is definitely concussed. If he wasn't before you stapled his skull, he is now. Okay. Amy insists on being useless. She finds all this amazing food. Okay, they've been through an ordeal. Maybe have a little dinner. And she takes all this awesome food and she's, okay, I love dogs. Do you think these dogs are not getting fed? What do you think is happening?
I know. I thought that was so weird. I was like, I love dogs and like, my dogs are the best, but why are you feeding those dogs? Like, I'm sure the dogs are being fed.
The dogs are being fed.
They're barking because you're strangers to them. Like, hello?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was weird. It was weird. I don't understand Amy. It doesn't make a lot of sense. So, okay. This, I feel like this was a thing that there was a lot of movies at this time. We were talking about like Wrong Turn, The Hills Have Eyes, things like that. And either other movies, Wolf Creek, other things like this. And I feel like this was an ongoing trope where, they would walk into the valley and there's a bunch of cars, from missing people, or like here's a box full of driver's licenses, and here's a drawer full of passports of all these different. What are all these passports doing in here?
Yeah, who are all these people?
I don't know, but it seems like this is your cue to get out, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, and they have another one later on.
They have many. The whole thing is a cue to get out. I mean,
yeah.
Anyway, so they kind of eat dinner and they're chilling, they're nodding off, and then in the middle of the night, you hear a helicopter, and it's very close to the house.
Very close.
Kiko wakes up. He will be fine. For now, he will be fine. And these people, Zamora amongst them, and then this couple that we had seen earlier watching Hogan's Heroes, being very hesitant. And the woman part of the couple, she comes up to our people, and she's like, y'all should probably just, like, get out now. Like, I'm telling you, they have plans for you, and they're terrible. You should leave.
Yes.
And nobody listens to her, of course.
Nope, of course not.
I mean, like, she's literally, you need to go. Nah.
She's, like, blocking, too. Like, if they had left when she told them to, she was blocking the view of the main guy, who wouldn't have seen them walk out.
Yep, they would have been fine. Well, for a while, they would have had a better chance. Anyway, so Kiko... He's like, fuck. He's like, this is his uncle. But he does not want any of this. He just scampers on out. Don't blame him.
Yeah.
They get overpowered. Amy wakes up. This is where we go. I don't know how to feel about this. I get frustrated with it. So Amy wakes up. She's on the operating table. Finn is over. Not Finn. Liam is in the corner. He's tied up. He's obviously going to be next. Nobody else is in there. We find out in a minute that they're in the dog. They're all been tied up in the dog kennel. So Zamora is operating on her. He's taking a lot of care to like sanitize things. Like he even like rubs alcohol when he injects her with the anesthesia, and he's being very careful to sanitize like her parts. Like I'm not talking about like being careful with the organs themselves. He's like treating her as if she's going to be alive at the end of this, and she is not, because he's going to take her kidneys and her liver, both kidneys and her liver.
Yes.
So she's going to die, but he's very, But
he even tells her he could take the heart, but it's too much problem.
Well, the heart would only last for like 6 hours.
6 hours.
He goes into this big long speech. This is one of those things where the villain, the person that they want you to believe is the villain, is talking, and you're like, but no lies detected here, though, right? So, he's saying it's Americans and Europeans. I mean, I'm sure it's just tourists at large. He's like, you people come in, you come to our country, you start wars, you kill us, Now these rich gringos. They come. What they'll do is these rich people from Europe, rich Europeans in particular. They don't want to wait on the organ waiting list, so now they're coming and they're taking our children and they're taking our organs. He's like, so I mean, what I'm doing is saying like no more. They want these fucking Europeans. They want these organs. They're gonna get them from you all. Now.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Like the weird messaging of this movie. I think the Ruins, which had like, I don't think this is the main purpose of the Ruins, but I think the Ruins had a lot more clarity on this point. Some moral consistency and clarity on this point is that people coming in to another country, to another culture, and running roughshod and being entitled, eventually they're going to run into a wall. Like, eventually, you can't do this type of stuff forever and expect there to never be a fallout or a consequence. You start running through things that you don't completely understand. You have disrespect. You don't respect other people's cultures. You don't defer to them or whatever, and you don't listen. You think you know best because you're the American or you're the European or whatever.
Yeah.
Or you're, I'm the tourist. I'm the rich tourist. You end up paying the price in the end. So there was some clarity there with the ruins. The clarity is not here because you have this man who's doing an objectively terrible thing.
Yeah.
He's killing people for their organs. Okay, that's a terrible thing.
Yes, it is.
Whoever's doing it, for whatever reason, it's a terrible thing. But then you put these words in his mouth that make total and complete sense. Like if he was not sitting here cutting a person up while he's saying this, what he is saying is objectively reasonable.
Yeah.
I don't understand. Are you trying to convince us that he doesn't have a point just because he's doing this terrible thing? I mean, and then on top of that, you gave us the worst people in the world as your protagonist.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're putting on the table right now is the blandest character in the movie. The next person that they're going to kill for their organs is the most obnoxious person in the movie. What I don't understand. What signals are you giving us?
Yeah. I mean, the way they act and the way they carried themselves and stuff, yeah. You didn't give us anybody that we are super happy over.
Right, and we'll see more from Zamora. Like Zamora is not a fucking hero, I'm not saying like Zamora's okay. He's obviously a terrible person. So why did you put this actual speech in his mouth? I mean, this is so morally muddled.
Yeah, and I think Prue is probably the one who respects those things the most.
Prue is, definitely. I mean, she is. Well, they have it there. She is the one that actually knows the language. She knows.
And she's traveled all over. She said
she knows about their customs.
Yeah.
And she's trying to many times explain, like, you can't act like this.
Yeah.
You have to, this is not, you're not in wherever you're from, New Jersey or something. Like, don't act like this.
Yeah. They're
going out to the dog kennel to get everybody else. But Kiko rolls up. So Kiko basically saves their asses, right?
Yes.
Everybody's like Alex, Prue, and B are still left, and Kiko saves them.
Alex did have a pocket knife and started to cut through.
Yes. Finn is there. There's one part in here where she's got, like, they're running through, they're kind of hiding in the jungle. Okay, so this guy, he's following them around with he's got his bow and arrow and his gun and stuff like that, but they're hiding in the jungle, and at one point she manages to put her hand on, like, a fire ant hill. Mm-hmm. I tell you, that's the one moment in this movie where I was so sad. I have had, if you do not know this, one time I had an entire nest of fire ants fall from a tree and land on my arm. The worst thing that ever happened to me until I had to have a nasal endoscopy.
Which was recently.
And, but yeah, so I can't imagine. I could not be quiet with fire ants crawling all over me. I just could not do it. Mm-mm. Okay. They do have a couple great little moments here. They have this one where he comes out onto the henchman comes out onto the deck, and they've got this, like, what is this thing? It's like a knife, but with a hook on the end.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, it's almost like, the little hooks, the little knife hooks you see on fishing boats.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
and they slipped it up between the planks of the deck, and they bring it right down on this guy's foot. So they basically got his foot, like, hooked into the deck. It's pretty good. Yeah.
It was a pretty great shot.
Yeah. So, okay. Finn is not going to leave Liam, even though Liam is dead. He is absolutely fucking dead. Dead. And they're trying to tell him he's dead. Like, don't bother, he's dead. But Finn goes back and he's dead. I mean, he's gonna eat it anyway. Like, right? So Finn, we don't have to worry about fucking Finn anymore.
Yep. And Alex tells Prue to take B. He's like, run, go into the forest. We'll meet back at the waterfalls.
And they do meet back at the waterfalls. They go back through the underwater cave. They come out the other end. Alex starts wigging out on Kiko. I understand why you're upset with Kiko, because now they understand that Kiko brought them there knowing what was going to happen. Yep. I was like, A, he did try to get you to turn around.
He did.
And then B, he did save you. I understand that you're upset. Maybe you should have this conversation later once everything's settled.
Get the fuck out of Dodge right now.
Get out of Dodge. You have more important things to worry about right now. Alex is such a fucking hothead. He's a hothead throughout the whole movie. It's outrageous, but anyway. It doesn't matter, because Zamora and henchmen show up, and they fire and they shoot. They kill Kiko, and they nail Alex's hand, and back through the caves they go. This is it's what should be a very tense sequence, and there are moments of a lot of tension here.
Yes.
I think it goes on a little too long.
Yes.
It would have worked better if it had not gone quite so long and been a little bit. There's a little bit too much happening. This is. I think I'll get to it. I'll get to it once. B ends up losing track of. She ends up getting separated from Alex and Prue.
Yes.
And one of the henchmen gets on her trail. And I'm thinking, I'm like, wait a minute. They want them for their organs. So B starts to panic. Every time she finds a little air pocket, she hyperventilates. It's actually amazing that she's keeping her head as much as she is as she's frantically going from air pocket to air pocket.
Yes.
Like, there's points where there's, like, the only air pockets she can find are these things that are barely little bubbles. I'm like, I could not, with clear mind, I don't think I could successfully get air out of these little bubbles. And she's panicked in doing it. It is unbelievable. But I was, like, thinking at one point, I'm like, they want your organs. They need to get you out of this cave alive to get your organs. I'm like, maybe just, like, let them catch you. Like, let them catch you and bring you back. Although, I don't know if they had made the decision by then to kill him. I don't know. Anyway, she ends up stabbing the shit out of this guy.
Yeah, she does.
I mean, she just stabs the shit out of him.
Yeah, I was so proud.
And then Alex finds her, and they get to a part of the cave where they're not under the water anymore. It's like walking around. And the Zamora is there with the person that we met. The male half of the couple. The surgeon. Yeah, no, not the surgeon. Zamora is the surgeon. One of the henchmen. The first guy.
The big ones, yeah.
One of the big ones. The first one we met at watching Hogan's Heroes, right? So all this big speech that Zamora had for Amy about all the Europeans coming in and taking everything, and then he starts talking to this guy. He's calling him a worthless Indian. Go and shoot him. And the guy is like, "No, kill Zamora."
Yep.
And then he just kind of walks out. I'm like, guys, follow him. That's your way out of here.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, he's not going to kill you. If he was going to kill you, you'd be dead.
Yep.
Okay. I don't know how they ever get out. I don't know how.
I don't either.
They just end up, I don't know, this village that they end up at. It's got to be a different village because everybody at that one village hated them.
Yes.
So they end up through the river, and there's these kids there, and this man takes them in, and I guess they eventually get back to their.
They feed them, they clean them, they send them on their way.
They get them new clothes, I guess.
Yeah.
They end up on a plane, so they could have taken a plane in. This whole thing would have not happened if they had taken a plane into this area, not a bus.
But then we wouldn't have had the movie.
Then we wouldn't have had the movie. But this time they're going there. They're going to take the plane out, and they see a couple coming in. They're arguing about if they should take the plane or the bus. And Alex is like, just take the plane. Okay. So, like I said, this movie is fine. Okay. It's fine. It's fun. Like I said, I watched it. This is the second time I watched it in 20 years. I probably never have to watch it again. And I'll be fine. It's not a terrible movie, but I just truly, there's other movies to watch, so I will probably never watch it again. This is why I say why this movie doesn't work as well as The Ruins or The Descent. I think even The Perfect Getaway, which we will be talking about next week. But what all those movies do, and this is something we talked about when we talked about in April, when we talked about like April Fools and Knives Out and the Ready or Not.
Yes.
What really worked about those movies, and the same thing about these movies, is they're leveraging their setting to bolster their premise, to set an atmosphere. So, for example, The Ruins. We got some tourists trapped on top of this Mayan ruin. They can't get, obviously, with cannibalistic, or not cannibalistic, meat-eating vines, or whatever we want to call them. Okay, but the gist of it is that they're isolated and they're trapped and they're lost, and everything about the setting works towards that feeling.
Yes.
Okay, they're in this deep jungle. Nobody quite knows where they are. They're at the top. It says unknown ruins. They get up there. They can't get down. Like, everything about it creates the sense of isolation. Creates a sense of being trapped. Creates a sense of like doom.
Yes.
The Descent, same thing. Everything about it. The setting. Everything about the setting. The idea is, okay, this woman is working through her trauma. And the idea is that they're going to be trapped while they're being hunted.
Yes.
But everything about that setting contributes to your sense of being trapped and hunted. It's dark. It's cramped. Nobody knows where they are either. It's dark and it's cramped. Nobody knows where they are. They don't know where they are. they can, for most of the movie, there's just the vaguest sense that there's somebody else in the caves, but they don't know what. And you, even as the viewer, you only get just you're just getting kind of sounds and glimpses of things.
Yeah.
So everything about it all works together.
Yeah.
Just like April Fool's, it's like this all big puzzle thing that everything works together. Like the menu, it was like everything is constructed on that premise.
Yeah.
Right? This movie doesn't work in the same way that The Descent and The Ruins work because it doesn't have anything holding it together. If it's about these people that are harvesting organs, well, we didn't get much of that.
Yeah.
I don't need to see people getting their organs harvested, but we didn't get. It was almost just a MacGuffin. There could have been any reason that these people were getting hunted down. None of it mattered.
No, it didn't.
The idea, and even this idea, like they're traipsing through the jungle for 10 miles. They're going through this crazy underground cave system and coming out the other side. They're doing all this other. I'm like, we have no sense that at any point that they actually understand or believe that they are lost.
Yeah, we don't.
That they're lost. I don't ever feel like, even when Amy is on the table getting her shit cut open, I never really feel their danger.
Yeah. Or they're how scared they truly are.
Right.
Yeah.
Or scared, and like even B, right? Even B, when she is panicked in this underwater cave system that she has only swam through once, so she doesn't know really well. I don't believe
that she's scared.
That she's really that scared.
Yeah.
Because they make her do these, and it's not like a fault of Olivia Wilde's acting. It's a fault of their making her do impossible things that nobody that was actually so panicked would be able to do.
Yeah.
Even adrenaline rush and everything, like you just couldn't. It's an impossible thing. So and like we don't know how they got back. We don't this is a jungle they've gone through once. How the fuck did they get back?
Yeah. Yeah.
None of it makes a lot of sense. It does. So it doesn't. You should feel like, if you want us to feel this danger here, we should feel disoriented.
Yes.
We should feel lost and disoriented. And I don't have my passport. I don't anything could happen to me and nobody would know.
Yep. Exactly.
I never, ever, ever feel that.
Yeah. I don't either. So.
Like I said, look. I'm not going to say it's a terrible movie or anything like that, but like I said, I think twice watching it in my lifetime, that's enough. I'm fine.
Yeah, I mean, I like it. There's a lot of good shots in it and stuff, and I like it as a movie, but it's not a movie I want to see a whole lot.
Right.
Like, we all have our movies that we watch, once a year or certain times every year and stuff like that. It's not a movie that I have to throw into that lump. Right.
If somebody said, hey, I would like to watch 10 horror movies from every decade for the past 30 years, this would not ever make the list. I wouldn't even cross my mind.
Nope, this wouldn't make the list at all.
I mean, like I said, if you are sitting around one day and you're incredibly bored or you're sick or whatever, you just want to veg out on the couch and watch some stuff, and you happen to see that this is on streaming somewhere or whatever,
totally
do it. Don't go out of your way.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree.
So I don't think there's a lot to say. Like I said, it's kind of just muddled. It's just it's taking advantage of the fact that this style and this approach to things was kind of the popular the popular approach of the day, the popular subgenre or whatever of the day. It doesn't really stand on its own. So I don't actually have a lot. It's just kind of a mess.
Yeah.
It's just kind of a mess with some nice scenery.
Messy. Yeah.
I think so. I mean, do you have a lot else to say about it?
I don't. I mean, I would rate it 3.5 waterfalls.
Wow, I wouldn't even. I would probably give it 2.5 rocks to the noggin.
Right, knocks to the rocket. But yeah, other than that, I don't. I mean, I liked Prue. She was the smartest one in the bunch. Yeah. But other than that, it's just a movie. It's just a movie.
Yeah, it's if you want a little time machine, a little quick trip back to 2006, go for it. But it's not nothing special.
Nope.
Nothing special. Unlike next week, but we have something. Not the best movie of the decade either, but a much better movie than this one.
Oh yeah,
A Perfect Getaway.
Yes.
We will have fun talking about that one.
Yes, we will.
That's next week, and that will wrap up our Vacations from Hell. So after we wrap up Vacations from Hell next month will be Shark Month. Join us for that. In the meantime, Check out our other podcast, Deconstructing the Dark Pasture, podcast about all things Dexter, where we are talking about season 4. And the Final Assessment, our podcast about the show Evil. We're heading into season 3 on that one. Check all that out. Check, of course, out. Also, of course, check out the archives for this podcast. Plenty. We got almost a year worth of 3 to 4, I think sometimes 5 movies a month.
Yes.
So plenty to listen to. And in the meantime, join us next week for a perfect getaway. Until then.
Later.
Later.